Hey there, I thought I'd share a little script with you guys that I found on the internet that I use a lot when I play Path of Exile. It basically opens all three programs that I use simultaneously. In my case, it's the PoE trade macro and the Mercury trade and Path of Exile itself. I'll give a little demonstration now. As you can see, all the programs are opening at the same time. This is quite nice for when I launch the game, when I just started up my computer. I don't have to find the files somewhere. As you can see, there's Mercury trade and I have Path of Exile trade macro there. Also, a nice little bonus is that when I exit Path of Exile, like if the client crashes or something, or I decide to do something else and come back, and my Mercury trade and Path of Exile trade macro is still open, I can still click the shortcut and it will automatically scan for the open programs and then only open the programs that I haven't already that aren't already open on my desktop. Right, so the first step to creating this script file is you go somewhere where you want to keep the script file. I'm just keeping it in my documents, and then you right click, create a new, and then you want to create a text document. You want to make it into a bat file, and so you change the .text to bat. And then you say yes, and then it changes the type into the Windows batch file. If you can't see the dot whatever it says here, you can change this in the view, and then you say file name extensions. Right, so the next thing we want to do is go ahead and rename our new text document to whatever we want to call it. And I've already made one, so I'm just going to delete this one. And then right click it and click edit. Then you're going to need this bit of code. I'll provide it in the description. You can just copy paste it right in there. And the only part you need to change is the part right here, which is in between these citation marks. And that's not only for this line, but also up here in the auto hotkey there. And these quotation marks right here for the Path of Exile. And what you want to put there instead of what I have is the path to where Path of Exile is on your computer, and where your auto hotkey macro is, and where your Mercury trade is. The easiest way to find this path without making any mistakes is simply going to the path through your Project Explorer. So mine is in my documents, and then I would go to my games, and in the bottom I find Mercury trade. So I would just click here, and then I would copy whatever it says here, and that was for that's the Java pod for Mercury trade, and then I'll just paste it right there. Boom, there we go. And the same thing goes for the rest of them. Make sure the file that you're opening is also called the exact same as in your Project Explorer. So for example, my Path of Exile _x64 steam.exe should be called exactly the same. Once that is all done, you can go ahead and save and close down. And then you should have your bat file ready to go. You can test it by double clicking it, and it should open all three apps at the same time. If this is not the case, you'll usually get an error message where it says cannot find the path to something or something like that. In that case, make sure that you have the exact name right here. And this is also exactly the same name as inside your Project Explorer. It's easier to copy and paste than it is to write it in on your own, because then you'll make sure then you're sure you won't make any mistakes. To spice things up, we can right click and create a shortcut. We can then right click the shortcut and go into properties and change the icon. We can simply browse through any icons we have on our computer. Make sure that when you find an icon on the internet and download it, that it says .ico. You can use the Google filter to find icons. Then select your icon, press OK, and there we go. We now have a shortcut with an icon. And when we double click this, it should work perfectly. Thanks for watching my video. Have a nice day.